Kathy McCall recently moved in with her 87-year-old mom who has dementia. She's one of the 820,000 unpaid family caregivers in our state.
She has, challenges doing the basic things like making a sandwich or remembering what she was doing.
As the advocacy director for AARP Washington, she says 70% of us will need long-term care, something health insurance and Medicare won't cover. That's why AARP is among the more than 140 organizations fighting to protect WA Cares Fund.
7% of the population can actually afford long-term care. And so this program provides for middle-income families and for families that struggle to think how they're going to care for a loved one as they age or if they have a disability.
In July of last year, workers in Washington began paying 58 cents for every $100 they earn to WA Cares. People can receive up to $36,500 to pay for services like in-home care, to help with cooking, bathing, or getting around the house. Benefits will be available after contributing for 10 years or 3 out of the last 6 years if you have a sudden need. People already close to retirement would get partial benefits. Workers had a small window to opt out, and nearly 500,000 people did by getting their own private insurance.
But if you look at who opted out, it was anybody that worked in a corporation that had a on-the-ball HR department that could help them get out. But that meant welders and gas station attendants and waitresses and anybody sort of in the service industry without that infrastructure is stuck in the program.
Brian Haywood with Let's Go Washington, which is behind Initiative 2124, believes voters should have a choice. Voting yes would end mandatory participation in the program, which he says hurts disabled workers who can't work enough hours to benefit, and women in particular.
If you're a woman and you graduate from college and you work for 9 years, you got to work 10. If you only work for 9, and you stop to raise a family for 5 years, you have to go back to ground zero and work another 10 years.
All of us, family caregivers.
But opponents of I-2124 argue the initiative actually hurts women because many leave their jobs to care for loved ones. And making WA Cares optional will essentially kill the program.
This is not about an opt-out, it's not about choice, and in fact they're taking away people's choices, their choice to determine how they want to use this long-term care benefit.